Hello everyone, welcome to Learn It. Today we will discuss the topic of functions in Python. So what are functions in Python? Why functions in Python? So as I said before that Python is an object oriented programming language as well as it is a procedure oriented programming language also. So as it is a procedure oriented language, programming language, we have functions in Python. So why do we need functions? So first of all, we should know what are functions. So functions are nothing but a block of statements which consist of code. So why do we use functions? Functions are used for easy debugging. Like you can debug the code easily. Functions are used for easy debugging. Code can be reusable. So I will show you why code can be reusable in functions. So let us go with functions. So write programs in functions. We have two things like function definition, and second thing is function call. So function definition is nothing but we are defining a function. We use so when we are defining a function, we use function definition. So when we are calling a function, then we use function call. So we will see how to define a function. So to define a function, you must start the function with the definition keyword. So def, the keyword is def. You have to give a name to the function. So we call it as function name, and parameters to the function. You can pass some parameters to the function, or you can leave this as empty. You can do two things with in this parenthesis, and you have to use colon. So we use colon instead of flower brackets. So in other programming languages we use flower brackets, but in Python we use colon. So colon, and you have to write your code. So after writing your code, you have to call the function. You have to write the function call here. So this is function definition. Here we write function call. So we will see a small program to understand this concepts of functions. So I am writing a add function. So this function, what this function does is it will add two numbers. So I will first to write a function, we have to use def keyword, and I will give the function name as add, and I won't pass any parameters here. So and I won't pass any parameters here, and you have to mention colon, and then you have to write your code. So my code is, first I will take input from user, enter your enter a, so enter a, and then I will again take another input from user, enter b. So we have, so we took a and b as input, and we have to add these two, c equal to a plus b. So we have added these two inputs also, and then this is called function definition. To call this function, we just have to mention add. If we mention add, it will call this function. So this is the complete program. This is function call. So I will say the working flow of this program. So first whenever we click the execute the program, then it will see the add function. It will call the function that has been defined on this name. So it will go here and it will execute this program, and you will get the output. So this is how this program works. So we will see the types of arguments in functions. There are four types of arguments. One is required arguments, and second one is keyword arguments, and third one is default arguments. Fourth one is variable length arguments. So first we will go with the required arguments. So the definition goes like this: number of arguments in function call should be same as function definition. Position should be followed. So what it says is like here we have function definition, and here we have function call. So the number of arguments inside definition and number of arguments inside a function call should be same. So you can see that here are two arguments in the function definition and two arguments in the function call. So you must have the same number of arguments in function definition and function call. Whatever the argument in this position will be assigned to the same position in the function definition. Like if for example we have 10 here, and 10 will be assigned only to a, not to b. and 20 will be assigned only to B. So this is how required arguments works. And then we have keyword arguments. So keyword arguments will match based on keywords. Order or position is not required. So initialization will be done based on the keywords. Here we have function definition and we have function call here. So function call, how in this program we have a comma b. In function call we mentioned b equal to 20 and a equal to 10. So what this does is, this b equal to 20 will be assigned to b and a equal to 10 will be assigned to a only. So as the name itself says, keyword arguments, based on the keywords it will identify the arguments and it will take the arguments. So this is how keyword arguments works. And then we have default arguments. So number of arguments need not to be same. Some of arguments will be considered as default arguments. So here we have the example definition display name comma. This is the program, and then we are calling the definition. So here we wrote the function call name equal to ABC, course equal to MTech. So how this program works? So the name will be taken as name will be printed as ABC. The output will be ABC and MTech. So it won't take this BTech as default, and here we will see another function call. So display name equal to PQR. So it will take name equal to it will, so the output for this program is name will be printed as PQR, but course will be the course will be taken by default. So BTech will be taken by default and the output will be PQR and BTech. So this is how the default argument works. So we have variable length arguments. These are arguments in which we want multiple we can mention multiple arguments, like here we have wrote a function definition display star courses. So here if we have to indicate star to take all the arguments in the function. So here in the function call we have BTech, MTech, MCA, MBA. We have four arguments. It will take 4 arguments and courses. So all the courses print I. So it will display all the courses using this program. So this is how we will use variable length arguments. And so we will see the recursive function. So this is a small program to demonstrate recursive function. So we have wrote a definition and we have wrote the function call. So this is the function call and it is the function definition. So we will see how the program works. So first the program will ask you for the input. This will be executed and is equal to fact of n. So it will go to the function definition. So here we can see function definition. If n equal to 1 or n equal to 0, it will execute. So let us suppose so we will enter the value n equal to 5. So first it will go here and it will go to the definition, and so as we have n equal to 5, it will check the condition here. If n equal to 1 or n equal to 0, it will execute this. As n is 5, it won't go to the if loop, so it will come to the else loop and it will return n. So it will return 5 and factorial of n minus 1. So that means factorial of 5 minus 1, that is 4. So again factorial of 4, it will go to the definition and again it will check 4 is equals to 1. No, it is false. So it will again come to the else loop and 5 into again return 4 into fact of 3. 5 into 4 into fact of 3. Again it will repeat the same for the fact of 3, and 3 is not equal to 1 and it will execute else loop. So we will get 5 into 4 into 3 into fact of 2. So fact of 2 will be again repeated and we will get 2 is not equals to 1, so it will execute else loop and again we will get 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into fact of 1. So fact of 1, so it will again go to the loop and if n equal to 1, so 1 equal to 1. So if loop is true for this, and it will return 1 and exit of the loop. So we will get 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So this will be stored in the result variable, and result variable will be printed. So this is how we will write a recursive function. This is how the recursive function program works. Thanks for watching the video. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.